You're not a fan? You're not a fan of the camera work? Did you see people?
I love the Mean Girls musical movie.
Did you?
Yeah.
You were a fan of the camera work?
Cackling. I was laughing. Me and my boyfriend, we were just like,
oh my God. There's a video of a girl. Because you know how the camera...
I know the scene where Katie, the camera comes right here in this angle.
And then someone was watching it from the front row and they were like, God damn. Dude, I'm glad.
Have you seen it?
No, but I've listened to the musical.
I love Renee Rapp.
I do too, actually.
That's all I'm going to say.
I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you're doing you.
I feel like you don't like it, though.
I love the camera angles.
You should watch it. It's so good.
Is it? Yeah. Damn. I just feel very strongly about the musical, though.
Why?
Because I love the musicals, like the soundtrack.
Oh.
Yeah.
I had never heard it before.
Oh, you had it? I had heard it back in my college days. But I wasn't a fan of Mean Girls. I was just a fan of musicals. That's when I was like having my Linny phase, which is something I'm not really that proud of.
Stop. Not the Linny phase.
So
I don't think anyone should talk about that.
I'll tell that to my cousin. But but you remember when we did, because we have a group chat, Yajaira and I, with our friends, and it includes my sister and my cousin in it. Mm-hmm. And we were sending each other our Spotify Wrapped.
And you didn't share yours.
I did.
You didn't.
I did. And
you shared one
thing. I screenshotted
one thing. You didn't share like the whole package.
I could show you the whole thing, but I showed you the thing I was most ashamed of, which was that I'm Lin-Manuel Miranda's 1%er. Sorry, 0.1%.
Wait. Is he watching?
Linny, it's me. Have you seen that post where it's like, yeah, Spotify does that whole 0.1%, but what happens if you're number one? Like, what happens if I listen to Drake and I'm his number one fan? And someone commented, yeah, when you get that, he whispers sweet nothings in your ear every night.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Drake. Thank you.
Wow. He's okay.
To connect it to what we're going to talk about.
I have a scenario for you.
Oh, okay. I'm down.
Okay. You're the main character in this book.
Oh.
Your name
What's my name?
Tate. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that.
A T name. You already know my theory on T names.
I know how you feel about T names. It's fine.
I'm a tomboy. Okay.
Anyway. Okay. You're a nurse. And you know what? Right now, you don't have a place to live. So, luckily, your brother, Corbin.
Corbin Blue.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, Corbin.
Corbin is like, it's chill, sis. You can stay with me in my apartment. It's
Thank you.
Cool. And so, you're over here, maletas in hand, suitcases in hand. You go up to whatever floor it is.
5th.
Yeah. And I'm just
okay, weird.
You could have said any number. I would have been like, yeah, true, queen.
It's a big thing, but okay.
And then you walk up to the number that your brother said it was, but there's this drunk guy blocking the door. It's really fucking rude, actually.
Yeah.
And he's big, so it's not like you can just like move him a little bit, nudge him. Mm-hmm. He's like on the door, and if you open it, he's gonna fall. And you're super nice. You're a nurse, remember? Remember?
Yeah.
And so you call your brother and you're just like, Corbin, there's this guy blocking the door. What do I do? And he's like, oh my God, go to apartment 217 and grab Miles. He'll know what to do. But you're just like, you know what? I'm just going to open the door. And so you unlock the door.
Okay.
Careful with this guy. But then this guy kind of like attacks you a little bit. He's like grabbing your ankle, you fall to the ground, you kind of have a little tussle. But he's drunk, so you don't like hold it against him or anything.
It's fine. Because
remember, you're a nurse and you're super nice.
Yeah.
And so then that's when your brother is like, oh, that's Miles. Can you just like do me a favor and can you just like let him stay in the living room for like a little bit, please? Thank you. And so you help this stranger to the living room, and then he's over here just whispering, Rachel. And you're just like, okay, that's fucking weird, but okay. You put a little blanket on him, you kiss his head goodnight. And then, so this is your brother's friend, Miles, right?
Yeah.
And you're very level-headed. Mm-hmm. You're a nurse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. Thank you for reminding me about my profession every 2 lines.
And so, you're just not trying to waste your time. But that's exactly what you do, because Miles is kind of handsome a little bit. And but hold on, he doesn't want anything serious, so don't get too excited.
But I'm a nurse.
I know that.
All I know is serious.
That's exactly what I said. But you decide to just risk it. Mm-hmm. You really want him, even if he doesn't want anything serious with you. Okay. So you enter a little friends with bennies with him.
Friends with bennies?
Yeah, just a little bit. But you get really sad because you want something serious.
Oh, and I'm a nurse.
I save lives. Oh, and he's a pilot.
Oh.
Do you think a story where you're a nurse and he's a pilot and he's also broken could fix your life?
Yeah. This is the best thing I've ever heard. Sign me up.
Sign me up today. Welcome to the Book Fix Podcast, a podcast where we fix lives, one broken-hearted man at a time. I'm your host, Yajaira.
You changed it up. I'm your host, Cheli. Honestly, what a coho book to end on.
Yeah.
I dread every single moment that I even have to think about this woman.
Oh, I thought you were going to say this book. I was like, damn.
No,
she hated this book.
I don't want to say anything yet. But I just dread it. I dread it. But
don't forget, though, we had fun with Verity. What happened?
And I actually really like talking about It Ends With Us.
Mm-hmm.
No, It Starts With Us, which is the second one.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually didn't mind talking about November 9th.
What's happening?
Wait, what's his coho tattoo?
It's just like her portrait.
It's a QR code to her Goodreads. Like, just follow.
Damn. Wait.
This isn't going where I expected it to go. When we started this podcast, you and I were sitting by a fire. You know how it went. And
s'mores.
we both did a pinky promise over the fire. So strong, it put our hands together. And we both said, or I said to you, I'm down for this podcast. I never want to read Colleen Hoover. I never, ever, ever, ever want to read Colleen Hoover.
I thought that was a joke.
Well, 5 books later, I think it is. I wanted to drink some. Stop. Not on camera. That's special to me.
Oh my God, let's just get started.
Okay,
so Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. Okay.
So this book, our main character, Tate, she, like you said, she enters this friends with benefits thing with this guy, this drunk guy that came into her brother's house.
So don't get it twisted, though, because he tells you, I don't normally do this.
No.
I don't get drunk. That's weird.
I never do this. He cries, dude, right?
Yeah, he's like crying for Rachel. And of course, Tate, being level-headed that she is, she's just like,
she's a nurse, yeah.
She's a very level-headed nurse. She's just like, oh my God, this man is crying for another woman, but he's kind of cute though.
Wait, hold on.
I can fix
Hold
him.
on. Can I check your vitals? She puts her ear to his wrist. Mm-hmm. Oh no, yeah, you're hot. No, I'm down.
I'm available.
Funny. She's just like the worst fucking nurse ever. My leg really hurts. Oh, let me see. Wait. No, you're fine.
You're good.
No, you're good.
I think you just need to walk it off, but that's just my professional opinion, though.
I know. No, we gotta cut that shit off. It's just a paper cut. We gotta cut that shit off. Yeah. I'm sorry.
An infection is spreading.
So they both are immediately attracted to each other before they become friends with Eggs Benedict. Do they mess around first before that agreement?
Yeah.
I think they do, right?
I think so. Because there's this, like, fire between them. You know, they just can't douse it. And, but the thing is, here's the thing. I don't know if you remember. But her brother, Corbin, and her are really close. And he has this thing where he's like, no friend of mine can date my sister.
Yep.
Because I guess, she's a serial brother best friend dater. I don't know. Because she dated someone who ended up breaking her heart. And obviously it ruined the friendship with Corbin. And Corbin's like, my sister is off limits, bitches. And so, obviously they don't want the brother to know that things are spicing up between them.
Yep. Which, I mean, at this point, I'm like, if you want to have a friends with benefits with this guy, go for it. But he was very, very clear. He was like, I don't want you knowing shit about me. I am never going to open up. We're going to have, like, we could do whatever we want. I'm just going to leave afterwards. Yeah. This shit gets too real.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Do you remember? Oh, we're not going to talk about this in order. Go read the book. Do you remember the first time they have sex in his apartment and then they finish and he's like, okay, can you close the door on your way out? Yeah, good night. And he just like pulls the blanket over him, rolls over. And she's just like, oh.
Wait, hold on. Checks his walls. This bitch is fucking asleep. Oh my fucking God.
How you fell asleep so fucking fast?
My fucking stethoscope. I'm gonna double check. This bitch fucking asleep. His BPM. Sleeping level. I don't know anything about health. I hope I'm right.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
it
dude.
was just so embarrassing.
It is
I
embarrassing.
feel like if I was in her position and somebody was like, close the door on your way out, I would be so humiliated. You would never fucking see me again, bitch.
I think, and I was assuming that they would be close enough for her to be like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping here. Yeah. I don't know what you're fucking saying.
Yeah.
You close the door on your way out.
You know what? Might as well you sleep in the living room, bitch.
I thought they would have been close enough by then. But, dude, this book got me so fucking irritated because I hated the fact that he was very, very clear with her. Like, don't expect anything. And
then also, like, anytime she would try to probe, he would, like, look at her and be like, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the shit I hated, where it was like, so... How's your day? What do you like? What's your favorite this?
How many siblings do you have?
Yeah, and then he's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And she would think like, and my heart shattered.
Yeah.
Does it every time I take a step forward, it feels like I'm taking a step back. And it's like, yeah, he told you. He told you what not to do.
Yeah. And then also, he's hung up on somebody named Rachel.
Yeah.
Hello? Get a clue.
Honestly, I was about to call him Atlas. Whoa, living in the past, I guess. Coho really got me. Miles. I don't even know where I was going with this.
Miles is sad. Hashtag emo boy.
Honestly, Miles, I hear you at night when you have your night terrors about Rachel. Is that bitch even worth it?
I can make you forget about Rachel.
Yeah. I learned something in medical school. I can make you forget everything. And it's like, whoa.
It's like one of those...
acupuncture?
No, what is that called?
Pressure points?
When...
Lobotomized?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's horrible.
I'm too drunk right now. But yes, that. Anyway. How did you... Focus. Look at me. How did you feel about the fact that when we would get Miles's point of view, it was 6 years in the past. This was the past, bitch. Anytime we would get Tate's point of view, it's the present. How did you feel about the fact that his writing was different? Because it was more so like poetic, because he was so in love with Rachel.
I thought it was beautiful because I thought Rachel was dead.
Oh.
And I was just like, wow. He's really fucked up. And I want to know how she dies because this is so sad. And also, okay, can you clarify something for me? Who was his dad dating?
Rachel's mom, Lisa. So let me tell the story.
Did
So
Penny D and Coho hang out
I think they did
after Credence?
Yeah. So basically, Miles sees Rachel in school and he's just like immediately in love with her. He's like, oh my God, Rachel, love that girl. And so they would have a lot of like run-ins and they would be like, hey. And so when they finally decided like, hey, why don't we meet up at the movies? I don't remember what it was. Don't care. Why don't we meet up for dinner at 4 p.m. on a Tuesday? And they agreed, right? But let's just say Monday.
Okay.
The dad shows up and he's like, hey, I didn't tell you this, but like I'm kind of in love with somebody and I've been with her for a while. No. And Miles gets mad because his mom passed away.
Yeah.
And he's just like, you fucking bitch. You were with her for a while, weren't you? I knew it. And so that's when the dad presents his girlfriend Lisa to him. And then behind Lisa is Rachel. And he's like, and this is her daughter, Rachel. And Rachel and Miles look at each other and they're just like, oh my God. They're both really sad. Really sad about what could have been between them, right? Yeah. And so now it's like they're at a point where there's no way they can be together.
Yeah.
That would be so weird.
Bro, step sis, step bro.
But like they fell in love without knowing.
Yeah. So it's not their fault.
It's not their fault, really. It's honestly the parents' fault.
It's like such a weird situation to be in because this feels sort of realistic. You know what I mean? Like it could happen. So I don't really blame them. But at the same time, if I were a parent and I figured out that my son or my daughter was in a relationship with the person who I was about to marry, I think
the child of the person I was going to marry.
I think I'd be good. I think I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, you go do you for a bit. I'm not going to marry this person's parent. I don't think I'd continue.
But you're in love with them.
How long have I been dating him?
I think he's been with him. I think he had been with her for a while because he met her before the mom passed away.
That feels weird, though.
It does. But, I mean, I'm assuming that if I were the parent, I would be like, oh, this is probably just like a fling. Like, you know, they'd probably get over each other.
That's true. I didn't think about it like that.
But anyway, so they kind of have this like mutual agreement, like nothing's going to happen, right, between us because our parents are in love with each other. And that's just weird, stepsis. But then things kind of happen.
Wait, what do you mean?
They kind of like...
Wait, what do you mean?
They kind of like fall in love and shit.
Ew! That's gross!
I know, but it happens! And he's over here like, I'm going to make you fall in love with me, Rachel. And she does.
They do.
Yeah.
And don't they? I don't want to say it. I mean, don't they have sex?
Yes. And then Rachel looks at him and she's like, I'm late. And he's like, oh my God. I've always wanted to be a father.
Mm-hmm. And then it's not real until the baby's born. He's like, oh my God, I have a family. I have a wife. Mm-hmm. This is my son. His name is
Clayton.
Clayton. Okay. His name is Clayton. And I would die for this bitch. Oh, love this bitch.
And then also he said Clayton brings families together. Oh, because, oh my God, don't you just love Miles and his wording, huh? Don't you just love that when Miles finally decides to tell his father and Lisa that, hey, me and Rachel are kind of a thing. Because at this point, the parents got married already. They got married in Vegas.
Yeah.
He literally says Rachel's pregnant and it's mine. He doesn't even say I'm in love with her. I met her before and I've been in love with her.
I did that shit.
That's me. You see that, baby? Yeah, mine.
You see that, baby? You're welcome.
And then the dad punches him and he's like, get the fuck out of my house. So this whole like fight breaks out between them. But then when Clayton is born, he's kind of like the glue that holds them together.
Wow.
But why don't we pause on Rachel and Miles' story?
I just want to talk about them forever.
I know. I could do the same thing. But what's going on with Miles and Tate? Like, how is their progression?
I know that, because we're going out of order a little bit, but I know that she's just so heartbroken because she really wants to make this work. And they had like a moment where they didn't see each other for a while. And she goes like, I missed you. Or no, he says it.
No, he doesn't.
Okay, she says it. I missed you. And then he's like, don't do that.
Yeah. He kind of like ignores it. He starts saying something else. And she just kind of like is shocked by it. And she's like, you can say you miss me. It's fine. Like friends miss each other. And he's just like laughing it off like, stop. Stop, girl. You're crazy. You're crazy, girl.
No, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. I didn't miss you, bitch. And
And
then they get mad at each other, basically.
Yeah, and they don't talk for a while. And then when they see each other again, I think this is when they have sex, kind of like a makeup sex type of thing. And while they're having sex, and it's like really quiet, aggressive sex. So I think at this point, he calls her Rachel.
Oh my God, dude, when he called her Rachel, my jaw hit the floor.
Dude.
I would have disintegrated if I were her.
Oh, okay.
I would have
I illegally changed my name.
Oh my God, you know what made it worse?
What?
This bitch calls her Rachel. Mid-thrust, okay? Mind you. And then she just freezes, and he's just like trying to pull away from her. Like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Tate, sorry about that. And Tate, being the level-headed nurse that she is, she's just like, no, finish what you started, bitch. Tate has no shame.
She has no
Tate
shame.
has no fucking shame. I would be like, get the fuck off me.
She started saying Rachel.
You know, she's like, yeah, Rachel. Love you, Rachel.
You don't know what's happened to her yet.
My God, she has no shame. It's so embarrassing.
She's just so
and
in love with him, though.
I don't understand why. This man is like absent.
Yeah.
Mentally, emotionally, physically. Because he's a pilot, so he's gone for a while sometimes. Yeah, he's in the air. I just don't understand why she's so in love with him. He's not that great.
No.
I can't think of one moment where I'm like, wow, Miles is cute.
I just think that they had... I'm going to defend this book.
Go ahead.
I just think that they had that meet cute. But one of them was drunk. So I guess it was just like...
Would you consider that a meet cute?
I guess so. Or it was like Insta connection. Because
he was drunk.
I know, but like even he says it, that this is the first time that he's ever met someone that kind of makes him feel happy again. And the reason that he's so closed off... Let me finish defending before you tell me off. This is the first time he's ever felt happy again since everything that has happened.
Happy? Does this man scream happy to you?
Of course not, because he's not allowing himself to be happy. Don't make me defend Coho more than I have to. And I think that's a valid reason for that. Because at the end of the day, I'm more mad at her than I am at Miles.
I'm more mad at him.
Really?
Yeah. Are you really going to tell me that he never gave her an inclination that he likes her? He did. He gave her so many moments where he was like, wait. He wouldn't say it, but he would act like he really cared about her. So, of course, she's over here thinking like, wait, these are the breadcrumbs I needed.
Yeah, but if someone is going through shit and they said, please just respect this, I would be like,
But she's in love with him. Why?
Okay, she should have just like not.
Yeah, such
After being called Rachel, I would have gone.
I would have disappeared.
But I do understand where he's coming from because of the shit he's been through.
How dare you defend a man, first of all? I feel like that's the most embarrassing thing you've ever done to me.
Okay, so moving on.
I hate Miles.
Dude.
I fucking hate Miles.
I can't believe you right now. I'm shocked. Out of all the Coho books we've read, I think Miles is like the most tolerable of the men.
How?
Think of one that's more tolerable. Ben?
Atlas, maybe. Saint Atlas?
Atlas? He groomed.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Saint Atlas, though.
But, like, did you read the second book? Yeah, I didn't think so.
I don't want to fight about Coho.
I just feel like I'm just tired. I don't know. I think I'm just tired of, like, this, like... really sad guy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just really sad.
I think the reason I feel so strongly about Miles is because of the ending.
So we go back to Miles' perspective, which was 6 years ago. And remember how I said that baby Clayton just fixes everything?
Yeah.
Well, it's baby Clayton. Stop! Don't fucking make me laugh right now. Miles and Rachel, they're leaving the hospital, I'm pretty sure, and they're like, "All right, bitch, let's go."
It happened immediately?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh my God, that's worse. I thought they were just on a trip.
No, I'm pretty sure it happened like right after.
Shit.
Yeah, because they were leaving the hospital. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry.
Okay, that glue did not last then.
Oh my God.
No, it's been a while. This baby's been alive.
Yeah.
What does it matter?
So they're driving, right?
Okay.
And then he's talking to Rachel, and that atrocious line was said at this point or the time before that. I can't remember.
Oh, the baby's,
yeah. And
that's
so
weird.
he's driving, and then he's like talking to Rachel, in love with Rachel. Rachel. How many times does this fucking book say Rachel's name?
Oh,
I'm
dude,
over
we
it.
can talk about that later.
He's driving. And then all of a sudden, he sees
I'm sorry, wait.
he sees blinding lights, and they
Oh.
end up with the weekend. This is not funny.
I'm sorry, because you also, it's just like canonically, fucking Miles doesn't know how to drive. That's why he's a pilot. So he's just
Wait, that's so funny.
and then Mr. Abel the weekend comes over.
Mr. Abel. Mr. Weekend.
Mr. Weekend. Mr. Weekend's my father. Call me Abel.
Oh my God. Okay. So basically, this is not funny. Anyway.
No, it's not.
So then, basically they end up in a lake. Okay. Because then they get kind of like,
Yeah.
they get hit with a car, and then they end up going
Down.
down the bridge, and then they're in a lake. So what ends up happening in the lake is that Miles saves Rachel first, because of course Rachel's his whole world, and Rachel is like, "No, what the fuck are you doing? Save Clayton, the baby." And so he's trying to save Clayton, and then he can't save Clayton.
No, because the belt was stuck. And I'm guessing that it really, I don't know. To
It's
me,
a baby.
it's a baby. You could have just pulled him up. No, but like, to me, it sounds, because I'm thinking if it's in like a car seat, it's those ones that, go down
Yeah.
and then go across, and then you have to put the actual seatbelt on.
Yeah.
So I felt like he was probably just in a panic.
Did I imagine this? Or did he unhooked Rachel and then swam up
Yeah.
with her?
Yeah.
And then he went back down for the
Yeah.
baby, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think he did.
And then it kind of just like, I don't know, like he just couldn't save
He
the
couldn't.
baby. And then Rachel kind of resented him for it. But they stayed together for like a little bit longer after that. But you could tell that they were both grieving. They were both sad.
Mm-hmm.
They end up sleeping together one more time. And then the next day, Rachel is gone. Lisa is gone too, by the way. And then there's a note there that basically says, anytime I look at you, I think of him. And I know I shouldn't blame you, but I gotta go.
Valid.
Yeah.
So then, in real time, Miles and Tate are just, it's not really working because they're not on the same page. And she is moving too because she found her own place. And she wanted to tell Miles about it, but she's like, it's already ended so shitty. So I'm gonna go. And so I think she even tells him, but while her brother's there, like, okay, I'm leaving, bye. And leaves. And then she became friends with, like, I guess he's like a bellhop type dude. He just is there.
I don't care about him.
It doesn't matter. But the guy's just kind of like, Miles, like, what are you doing? She's getting away. And he's like, yeah.
He's like, yeah, I don't deserve her.
So then this guy tells Miles, like, hey, you need to go get this girl. And then Miles is like, oh, God, I fucking hate this man. But also he knows my entire life. So then Miles is like, what if, or I don't know if he says it to the guy, but he basically thinks to himself, like, what if it just ends like that again? Like, what if it gets fucked up? And then he decides to go visit Rachel. And so he goes to Rachel's new house, and she has a whole ass husband.
Yeah.
And he walks in, and he's like, hey, I needed to see you again to see how you were doing. And she's like, I'm actually great. I'm
actually really happy.
Yeah. After that day that I destroyed and left you, everything's been going. I found $1 million. It's been so good for me. But then he's just like, oh, like, I forget how he says it, but it's like, do I deserve to be happy, or how do you move on? Or
how did you, he says, how did you do it?
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, it wasn't easy. I would wake up, cry, and then I met my husband, and slowly healed myself over it.
And then when I met him, I wouldn't cry every day anymore. Mm-hmm. And so then I think it's in her perspective, because there's a moment that says like, no, she says it to him. And I don't know if you've met someone, but I can tell that, something's different, I guess. I don't remember. But he's so moved by this. And then she's like, come with me. And takes him to a baby's room.
The nursery.
Claire, I think is her name.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh my God, you gave him a sister? And it's like, yeah. And this bitch, she's good. She's good. Go get her, Miles. And he runs, and it's like the fucking airport scene. But that's just where he works. Just picking up his wallet.
Picking up his fucking airplane. Because he can't drive a car, remember?
Oh my God. I fucking can't with him never driving a car. You gotta go to Starbucks in your jet again. Oh God. But he's like, whatever. They have this conversation. Whatever. So then Tate is in her new apartment, and she's like, it's been a while. Like, it's been a long time since I've talked to Miles. But, I'm moving on, and, like, fuck that bitch. Mm-hmm. I would never. Ugh. I can't believe I did that to myself. Ugh. Disgusting. Yeah. And then he comes in, and he's like, or I think he's already in there.
He kisses her.
And says, Tate, oh, my gosh, I've missed you. Everything she thought about him before, thrown out the window. She's like, fucking finally! I miss you too, bitch! And then he tells her a little bit and doesn't really get into...
No, he tells her everything.
No, but he doesn't get into, like, talking too much about Clayton. It's like, but I will tell you more. Like, just, this is what you have to know. I had a son once, and Rachel and whatever and all this shit. But, I forget how he says it. Basically that she's changed him. Now some days are more bearable.
He basically starts answering questions that she had asked him.
Oh, yeah.
Like he was like, I was born and raised in a small suburb. Excuse me? Do you mind?
Oh, my God.
He said, I was born and raised in a small suburb just outside of San Francisco. I'm an only child. I don't really have any favorite foods because I like everything. I wanted to be a pilot for as long as I can remember. My mom passed away from cancer when I was 17. My dad has been married for about a year to a woman who works for him. She's nice and they're happy together. I've always kind of wanted a dog, but I've never had one. And then he says, the night I met you, the night you found me in the hallway, my son would have been 6 that day. And then he says, it took everything I had to try to convince myself that I wasn't falling for you, Tate. Every single time I was around you, the things I would feel terrified me. I had gone 6 years thinking I had control of my life and my heart and that nothing would ever hurt me again. But when we were together, there were moments I didn't care if I ever hurt again because being with you almost felt worth the potential pain. Every time I began to feel that way, I would just push you further away out of guilt and fear. I felt like I didn't deserve you. I didn't deserve happiness at all because I'd taken it away from the only 2 people I had ever loved. And then he apologized for it taking so long. And yeah, they just get together after that.
Yeah.
I didn't fall in love with you, Tate. I flew. Wow.
Dude.
Dude.
Coho had me.
Yeah?
Dude, Coho had me. I don't know what it was about that ending, but I was like in tears when I finished this
I feel
book.
like you're always crying at Colleen Hoover books.
Am I okay?
I don't think you are.
Ask the nurse. Ask the
Ask
nurse.
the nurse. She's gonna check your blood pressure right now.
What if they're both just really bad at their job?
Dude, that would be so
How
funny.
are you bad at piloting.
You crash?
You drive. Oh. They're
Right?
both bad.
Right?
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, they end up together, and I think there's an epilogue, and they have a child, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
And he was, yes, because he was really terrified of what he would feel when he saw this child. And then he saw the child and was like, oh, shit, I'm down.
It's like, damn, I'm a dad.
Dad. Bitch! And he's like in the fucking waiting room like, damn. Fucking dad. Dude, I just feel a certain way about this story because I like the idea of second chances, I guess. Oh, okay.
I don't.
Okay. I think he deserved this one, though, because it wasn't his fault with what happened. Of course, he could have acted differently towards Tate.
Yeah.
Maybe not have been so cold. Maybe not had been drunk.
Maybe not had been such a bitch.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe had just been a little bit more honest about his feelings.
No, yeah, like maybe also
just
be like better overall. Maybe like not say Rachel's name.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this guy.
Of course he's not perfect, but I feel like out of all the coho men, he's the least toxic one.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, we haven't read enough.
I don't want to. But
you know what's funny? The first time I finished this book, I gave it like a 3. I was like, okay, that wasn't that bad. I kind of felt bad for him too. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
But then this second time that I read it, I was like, oh, he's so fucking annoying. Okay, I get it. You're sad. Damn.
Do you think if I read this again, I'd feel differently about it?
I don't know. Maybe.
I gave it a 3.
Yeah.
I think this is a pretty. If I had to recommend a coho book, it'd probably be this one.
Yeah. It's definitely better than November 9th.
Yeah. Oh.
Not better than Verity, though.
You liked Verity more?
Yeah. You did
Verity
too.
Scared me.
You gave it a higher rating.
I know, but it scared me, and I don't want to be scared.
I think I would give. Oh, I also liked that part where the reason it's called Ugly Love was because, you know, sometimes love can really hurt you. Like in that, you know, just the fact that he lost his wife and his child. So that was the reasoning as to why it was called Ugly Love.
But isn't it also like, in order to feel the best type of love, you have to get through the ugly love? Like, isn't that? Did I make that shit up? Coho, don't. TM.
I actually don't know. Mine. Maybe. You could be right, honestly.
Well, I actually did really like this book.
Am I a hater?
No, I don't think you're a hater. I think.
Is it me?
I think that at the end of the day, it's not like the perfect book. You know what I mean?
Oh, what do you mean? You didn't love it?
No,
also,
it's still coho.
Wait, can I say something that I would thought when I was reading this? Can you imagine being Tate? Like, be Tate for a second.
Okay.
And then, like, let's say you're reading this book. Okay. Fucking all of the parts with Rachel was just, like, poetic. Rachel. This bitch did not say Tate's name that many times. I would have been so appalled.
Yeah. And it's funny because when he figured out her name being Elizabeth, I thought that was going to be a huge thing. Like, oh, my God, such a beautiful name. Tate's just so wonderful. I thought I was like, oh, that's chill, I guess.
Cool.
Still going to call you Tate, though. Sounds weird, Elizabeth. Well.
Tate's better.
But I don't know. I really like Miles. I read November 9th first, so I totally just went over my head that Tate and Miles were mentioned. So now that I've read Ugly Love, I'm like, fuck. There's a part of me that wants to go back just to read the part where Tate and Miles were mentioned because I don't remember that shit at all. All I know is that I had read a comment that was like...
that there's like a cameo for them. It's nothing like crazy. It's just mentioned.
Okay, while you look that up, I'm going to look up the review I read that was really funny.
I'm going to give Ugly Love 2 stars because it's better than November 9th. You liar. You dirty little liar.
Oh,
you dirty
no!
little liar.
I'll change it.
Cheli
Yes.
gave it 1 star.
Don't call
And
me
she's
out.
trying to lie.
Don't call me out. I actually really enjoyed it.
Oh, you really?
I can't find it. It's really funny.
Damn.
Whatever. Doesn't matter. I think that's it, dude.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything else you want to mention about this book?
I don't know how I feel about this being our last coho book. It's a little bittersweet.
A little bit. I mean, I don't think it's our last one forever.
No, let it be our last one. It's bittersweet, but I'd rather it be bitter.
I mean,
do you want to keep reading coho?
I don't know. If people recommend it.
Do you think that if we ever had the opportunity to see coho?
Oh, God. Like what? A book signing?
Yeah. What book would you bring and what would you say?
Verity. I'd say, wow, you're really good at writing thrillers.
And I would bring Ugly Love.
And say what?
Wow, you did that shit.
Did what?
That shit.
Is that bad or good?
She can take it however she wants.
Damn, I would take it bad. I'd be like, damn, she hates this fucking book. I mean, I would agree with you that she's written worse men, but I still don't like Miles.
I respect that.
I feel like I can see Tate's point of view where he just kind of gave her like false hope.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
So I know that he was kind of like, no, this can't go any further because I don't talk about it.
Yep.
But at the same time, you know she's in love with you. I mean, there was even a part where he was like, are you like in love with me or something? And she was like, don't fucking make it weird.
Don't say that to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not the worst thing I've ever read, though.
No, not the worst.
That being said, to everyone who is listening on us, to everyone who is listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or anywhere you get your podcasts on, thank you so much. If you can leave a rating of 5 stars, because that helps us a ton with just like being out there and being recommended, that would be great. You can literally give us 5 stars right now. You're probably already done with the process. If you haven't done it yet, it takes 2 seconds. If you want to leave us a review too, and maybe recommend us a book to get out of this co-host sadness. You know, we're going to miss her. But that would be great too. If you want to support us with money and you have a little bit of extra money, what could they do?
We do have a Patreon, but at the moment, it doesn't really have a whole lot on there. It really just serves as a way for our listeners to let us know that you really enjoy our content. You can find us on patreon.com/bookfix. But if you don't want the commitment of monthly, you can find us on Coffee, which is ko-fi.com/thebookfix, or buymeacoffee.com/thebookfix.
Thank you. If you are watching us on YouTube, if you can like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because we post every Tuesday and Thursday. If you want to support us on social media, we do have an Instagram and Threads at the Bookfix Pod, THEBOOKFIXPOD, and we also have a TikTok at the Bookfix, THEBOOKFIX. If you want to support us on Goodreads at the Bookfix Pod, THEBOOKFIXPOD. Thank you. Why don't we read a review of these books so we can finally say goodbye to Coho?
Okay.
What do you want to read, positive or negative?
Just a negative one.
Good.
Because I know you want to do the
I
positive.
do.
Okay, you go first.
Okay. Holy crap on a cracker. Written by Angela, 5 out of 5 stars. My heart is so perfectly broken. I don't think I took a breath the whole time I read this book. What did you do to me, Coho? I hate you, but I love you. You ruined me, and I can't thank you enough. If you can't guess it by my nonstop caps, then I don't know what else to do than scream, I love this book. Wow. Just wow. I don't know how or when I'll get over this book hangover.
This was written by Jamie. They gave it 1 out of 5 stars, and they wrote, This one's for all the I can fix him girlies out there. Not me, though. Y'all stay safe. fucking love Jamie. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Is it hitting?
What?
The alcohol?
Oh, no. What are you talking about?
I didn't drink.
Girl, I have.
Fucking see.
I haven't even drank once. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm not saying.
Is it hitting you?
It's hit. It's hit.
I feel like I should have gotten another buzzball.
Yeah, me too. Would have been, but then we would have C&D'd a couple next doors.
Oh my god, that book has not seen the light of day.
No, and the thing is, did we tell each other how we felt about that book?
I think you didn't like it.
I didn't like the ending.
I liked it though.
Yeah, I remember that. I think I remember it.
No, you don't. I just remember. I was like coming in and out of like fucking consciousness. All of a sudden, you were fucking mopping. I was like, why are you mopping right now? And you looked at me and you were like, cause I dropped the tequila. What do you mean? It's like, oh, wait, what? When did that happen?
I do remember that. And then I remember ending that episode. I think it was that episode, or it was either that one or Malice. But we ended an episode when we were really drunk. And you were like dancing. And I'm like, yeah, Ira, we need to go to sleep. None of our episodes are going to be good. And you're like, no, I got it. And I walked you to the bathroom and I took off your makeup for you. I was in there.
That's how you know she's a real friend. That's how you know.
And you were still like, I got it. And I put you in bed and you're just like passed out.
Dude, I knocked the fuck. I do remember that. I just knocked out. Because in my head, I was like, I could keep going. I could go all night. I'm ready, girl.
Because then there's a point we reach, like a wall that we reach where our content becomes unwatchable. Because it's just both of us leaning on the chair like, yeah, I guess I like the book.
We were both just like, yeah, it was fine.
It was fine, yeah. So thanks for watching. Oh my gosh.